What's up, guys? Real quick update. I wanted to know how many of your Hondas can do this. Yeah, those are the rear tires moving there. I know mine does. Let's check it out. What did we do? It's kind of dark right now. Sorry, guys. So, we got the axles in, the rear. We officially have tires moving. That's pretty cool, guys. I'm not gonna lie. You can see the other tire moving in the back. Officially, the rear tires move. Driveline. The only thing we have left to do, guys, is we got to come up with a drive shaft. We got to get from here to there. That's going to be the next step. So stay tuned, guys. This thing is finally making some progress. After this whole thing in the back kind of gets done, my plan is to actually kind of take it apart, paint and clean stuff up a little bit, just so it looks a little bit nicer. Not that it looks bad now, but we are finally there, guys. Finally making progress. I will make an update video on some things we kind of came in contact with the kit. I don't know if it's something that I just kind of overlooked and didn't pay attention to, but well, since I'm already here. So the brake caliper, the bracket bolts up like normal, like factory. The problem is that the new Hub City Performance trailing arm is thinner as far as where it bolts up to on the bracket. So there's quite a gap. And when you're tightening the bolt down, if you want to use your factory bolts, you need to use like 2 or 3 washers to close that gap, and so that it tightens down the bracket correctly. Otherwise, you're going to go too far through the bracket and actually be touching the rear part of the brake rotor, which you don't want to do. So that was one thing that I came in contact with. This is the e-brake cable. So I have gone and looked at some videos and have noticed that nobody's running the e-brake, and I didn't understand why at first, but now I know, because this bracket actually is what holds the e-brake in place, and it sits up here. Can't really show you guys too well, but you can see that that's kind of how it goes. The problem is that where it sits, it actually hits right here in this new section of the Hub City Performance trailing arm. This is a big round part, and on the factory ones, this is kind of flat, and this sits here. So this actually can't bolt up like normal because it hits here. Therefore, the e-brake cable can't be reattached. So what I was thinking of doing was expanding, or like putting some spacers and having longer nuts to kind of space this out a bit, and hopefully that'll still work. That way I can have my e-brake cable. I would really like to keep them, but I also don't know if they have to be removed specifically for the drive shaft, because they are also up here as well. So I guess the next step before I waste any kind of money is probably going to be getting the drive shaft first, getting it mounted up to see if these actually interfere or not. If they do interfere, then obviously e-brake cable's got to go, and I'll have to go with the hydro setup. I just like the ability to be able to use a locking e-brake cable in case you go somewhere and you don't want the car to move, so it's not in gear or whatever. But yeah, guys, we are finally getting there. You can kind of see the all-wheel drive setup here. I'm also still looking for some suspension. This car has sat for years apparently in somebody's backyard, and didn't get touched, moved. You can tell because there's a lot of just old dust on it. It's not that it's in rough shape, it's just that everything is really, really old. You can tell it hadn't moved. So these coilovers on these Connie struts are pretty old and stuck and stuff like that. They're not gonna work for what this car is gonna be doing. So I am still on the lookout for some coilovers. But that is an update for the all-wheel drive Integra so far. Rear trailing arms installed, brand new brake pads and rotors in the back. I cleaned up the rotors. I cleaned up the brake caliper brackets and the caliper because somebody had previously painted them red, and that was ugly in my opinion. So I took off all the red and they're all nice now. So the only thing left to do in the back that I would like to do is replace these shocks and coilovers, and also get adjustable camber kit for the rear. But outside of that, everything else in the back it's already new. There's not really much left. I mean, the trailing arms, I got them with spherical bearings, so it's got the spherical bearings. So yeah, I also installed the front brake pads and rotors that I bought as well. One of the studs is missing on one side, but I'm not too worried about that because the front end has to come apart again for when I put the 36mm hubs in the front, so that I can put my front 36mm axles that I have. I had 36mm hubs. I still have 36mm hubs on my Civic Coupe that I have stored away, since that's originally what I had done for this swap previously to getting this Integra and going all-wheel drive. So that's all done. As you guys can see, everything's kind of just old and dirty here. But you can see the rotor's new. Stud missing. But yeah, she's coming along. This is the rear Hub City Performance rear bracket, rear T-bracket. I still got to put on. That'll get put on when I put that painted subframe that I told you guys I had gotten. So yeah, we got stuff going, guys. Finally got stuff going. Can't wait to make a hit in this. It's just pretty cool to see the tires spinning. Yeah, it's not pinned or locked or anything, so the wheels spin opposite. But how can you not be excited for that, guys? Well, that's an update for now. At least you know. At least now I can actually take this car off the lift, because it's been taking up my lift for a while now. I just wanted to get to a certain point to where the rear would be done, as far as like axles, everything, and then once I get a drive shaft, we can tackle the rest at that point. But I wanted to be able to have the car rolling and not have to take stuff off again to get it rolling. So that's the update. All-wheel drive Integra. We're making progress. And our gender reveal is tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited for that too. Wife is too. We're hoping for a girl. Hopefully my next update, I'll let you guys know what we found out. Stay tuned, guys. Thanks.